heart, the bravest beat. I've learned the world is not so bittersweet.
I was like expecting that people are more kind. Some people are just not as advanced as we think. And oh my god, I'm so surprised that we are in 2025 right now. An era where everybody should be more matured. Earth is already so close to exploding considering what we are doing as human beings. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Asma and I make random videos in YouTube while I'm normally getting ready, doing my skincare or doing my makeup, which I'm recently learning on how to improve my makeup skill. And if you are returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, I don't know what I want to talk about as usual, but I just want to talk about something. So let's get to it. Okay, in recent years, I find that more and more people are becoming more argumentative, okay? In the internet, in a real life, even around your circle, sometimes within your friend group and whatsoever, people tend to be more argumentative. In this era, I guess everyone is in their bad bitch era or in their argumentative era, whatever you call it. And I noticed that you can literally not win anymore. So whatever you do not argue with people, because no matter how much you try to make your point, people are just gonna keep on just throwing shit and shade at you because they just cannot accept that their opinion is not being taken. And in the end, you're just gonna have back and forth conversation, discussion, or whatever you want to call it. And literally you can never win. So if you want to live a life of peace, you better just shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? So let's start with my skincare. I'm gonna use my ginseng essence water from the Beauty of Joseon. Okay, so maybe you're wondering also, what are you trying to say? You are also in your argumentative era. Actually, I'm a retired one. I'm a retired argumentative, okay? I like to talk back. I like to just express my opinion without any shame. But the more I have a discussion with people, the more I try to express my opinions and everything, the more I learn that not everybody in this world can be open-minded, that it is not just them that has opinion in this world. So when you express your opinion, they tend to be so defensive, and they'll be they're not gonna like it that you are able to talk back and able to stand the ground on your opinion and not accepting what they are trying to preach whatsoever, right? And it gets to a point where it's so pointless to have a conversation with people, because sometimes also there are people who just purely does it out of spite because they really don't like you. They are just trying to do those things that they are doing to burst your bubble and find a reason to make you, I don't know, I guess, get out of character. And oh my god, I'm so surprised that we are in 2025 right now. It's an era where everybody should be more matured now. People are informations are everywhere. People are sharing more kindness. There's so much bad things going on in the world, but they just want to get at you instead of just focusing on themselves, focusing on surviving. And unfortunately, some people are just not as advanced as we think we are supposed to be in our mindset, in our actions. And sometimes I have to be also accountable in this, because sometimes I'm also like that, but I try to be more, how do you say that, aware that what I'm doing might cause some troubles and might bring out some, I don't know, issue. That's why I prefer to stay silent in anything. and try not to give people any more reason to use against me whenever we have like a discussion or conversation, right? And one of very, I think, prominent experience for me was that when I was organizing an event, and of course, as someone who is in the position of leadership, you have to take a lot of actions and decision-making roles, directive roles, where you have to like tell people what to do and everything. And apparently, I don't even know, like there are some people who I don't even talk to, who are like talking shit about me behind my back, and who are like trying to throw mud on my names and on my name. And I was like, where did this come from? Like, as a person, people who know me knows that I'm very open-minded when people are trying to criticize me, especially when they want to call me out on something. I am very open-minded about that, because I would really love to learn about what I did wrong so that I can improve myself, right? And when this happened, I got really confused, and I was like, what are you trying to say here? And I found out about this from someone who also got criticized for, doing something that they just thought is the best for the people that we were working with. And I was just, it's like, it gets so confusing sometimes. And it was at a point I was like, okay, I don't want to argue, because I know that these people always talk shit about other people anyway, even though I never really like talked to them or never associated myself with these people. So it was like a very interesting experience, and I realized that no matter how much you want things to go like well, for something that you believe in, right? Some people were just like, they're like hater from the core, and they just will not accept it that you don't do things their way. And unfortunately these things happen, and some of us have to deal with this kind of thing. And I'm at a point where I'm like super numb from all this kind of criticism, until at one point, if you want to say something to me, I will be like, just talk to me. I would love to listen from your point of view what I did wrong, so that I know how to adjust myself to the environment that I am in, right? And I rarely get into an argument anymore now, because I'm like, I realize like I start psychoanalyzing people, and I start to understand where they're coming from whenever they're trying to say something or trying to deliver like a message and whatsoever, so that I don't jump quickly into conclusions and into judgment. Sometimes this works, but sometimes it gets to the best of me, because I will just like confront and do confrontation in a way that is polite. At least in my opinion, I will just approach people and be like, hey, someone told me that you said something to me, and what is it that is going on? I will be just approaching people like this. And I guess to some people, even though you go to them like smoothly or like peacefully, and I don't know, just coming in peace, I guess, right? Some people will be like, oh my god, they're attacking me, even though those people are really literally just taking things out of context. So you are never attacking them, but because they are like, they get caught red-handed, so they're like just going to be defensive and then start accusing for different things. So my point is, right, you can never win in this life. So when you can never win in this life when it comes to an argument. So whenever you have an opinion about something, understand that there are other people also that is going around this world, that lives in this world, and they themselves also have their own opinion, and it's not necessarily the same as yours. Some people doesn't believe what you believe in, right? That's why we have so much religions in this world, so much beliefs, so much people are trying to preach different things, like, oh, this is what beauty looks like, for example. This is what handsome looks like. This is what women are supposed to be. This is what men are supposed to do in order to find, to fit the standard, And literally, like, you just have to understand that we are at this point of life where no matter what you do, just stand true to your opinion. And if people doesn't like agree with you, know that it's not because of you, it's not because you are wrong, it's just because that people are entitled to their own opinion, and it has nothing to do with you. And if it's at the point where it's like too much, for example, you literally have the power to tap out and like to opt out, be like, okay, I don't want to be part of this conversation, and I tap out, right? This is also something that I learned a lot from my years. I mean, I'm still young, I have to be. It's not that I am too experienced in this, but I'm still young. And coming from a place where I have been on survival mode since I was literally like 14 years old, I didn't really, back in the days, I didn't really have like good support system. Thankfully I do have them now, but back in the days I didn't really have good support system for me to like look up to on like when it comes to arguments, on like what am I supposed to do, how am I supposed to act on these kind of things. And then given the years of experience trying to like learn from my mistakes, and also now I have more opportunities to get into like a role where I can learn on how to work with other people, be in a leadership position where I work with people across culture. And it makes me really realize that when you have an opinion, it's best for you to present it in a way that is very diplomatic. Let's say this is one aspect that I think is one aspect that a lot of people tend to miss. And when you present your opinions in a way that is diplomatic, for example, you can say, oh, this is my opinion, but express it in a very diplomatic way. It tends to make it look less like an argument or like an attack towards someone. And so it makes it less risky for you to get like attacked by someone else's inability to accept your opinion, and which will resort to argument, let's say, or like discussion that you want to avoid. So that is one way where you can like express your opinion. And if people ever try to like throw you under the bus just because you have an opinion that is different than theirs, I guess the best way for you to handle it is to tap out. Just say, okay, I opted out of this conversation because no matter what I say, you are never gonna accept that my opinion is valid as well as much as yours. So because of that, and we love ourselves, it's 2025, we all love ourselves, okay? And because of that, I don't want to get into something that will stress me out or like bother my mind for the rest of the day or like for the rest of the week, let's say, for example, right? So yeah, you have the free will to tap out, but just for the sake of not doing things, to not resorting and not resulting to anything that can be harmful, not just to you but also to other people that is surrounding you, it's best for you to just like understand that, okay, this is a little bit of like a psychoanalyzing people in a part, because you have to understand that these people's perspectives are at their point of view and yours is at your point of view, right? That's why there are like so much differences to that, because we are all different people. And it's good that you don't get into that, because it may harm you in ways that you may not expect. And sometimes it can also harm the other people, for example, and you don't know who you are arguing with. Sometimes people who you are talking to, and even though they're your friends, and you don't know people's heart. Some people, like, although they're like the closest to you, like, are really hateful and spiteful towards you, and because they know that you are not agreeing with them, they're gonna be like hateful towards you, and they're gonna like have vengeance, something like that, like they're just gonna try to ruin your life, this kind of thing. So it's just my opinion that it's best that you just leave it at that, and just say like, okay, I respect your opinion, and I have my own, even though it's not the same. I respect your opinion and you're entitled to it. It goes a long way. Like, this behavior goes a long way, I kid you not. So that's what I wanted to like kind of say, because like we're literally in 2025 now. I kind of expect that people are more matured in this year, and people are starting to be like more supportive towards each other, because we're like promoting kindness, we're promoting inclusivity, we're promoting acceptance. So I was like expecting that people are more kind to each other, but I guess those are all words, very little actions. But not really very little actions, actually. I do have experience, like, because I never really look at things that are negative. Like, I live in this bubble where I believe that everybody around me are good, so it's really hard for me to find like negative in people or like in a situation. And I guess that's why, like, whenever something that I see is happening, right, it kind of like bother me a little bit, because why is this happening? Everything is supposed to be good. Yeah, I feel like I'm running away from my original topic. But I think I gave my point across, like, here now. It's just, even like in social media, people have like, now you don't even have to face the person to disagree with them. You can just like type it out and like sit on your couch, and you can like, okay, you can be like a 55-year-old person and argue with a 12-year-old kid on the internet, just because you think like this kid doesn't understand what you're trying to like deliver, when they're just like a child. They don't see the world like you do, so they have a different perspective about life, right? But you just cannot accept it. And unfortunately, we're still having those kind of issue in 2025. So let us not be those people who get ourselves included in this kind of situation. And if there are even a slightest exposure to this, I guess it's best that we talk it out very peacefully, instead of pointing fingers, for example, instead of disrespecting each other's opinion or takes, and instead of like outright judging people, because it's like so not healthy. Healthy communication is just so rare nowadays, because of like the lack of barrier of communication. We have internet nowadays, so literally there's no barrier. If you want to say something, you can just literally like curse the hell out of people in the internet. So yeah, like, you can literally not win. Like, you can think that you're doing the right thing, but whatever you are doing might be not something that people are agreeing with. Like, there can be 100 people think that you are not there can be 100 people who thinks that you are doing an amazing thing, right? And then there will be like maybe 5 people that are gonna be like, no, what are you doing? It's like, what are you like, really? I have seen this lady in the internet, I think her name is Surti Cooks. She's doing an amazing job. I think she's based in Brazil, where she's feeding all these all of the people in her neighborhood or in her community like food, and she posted online like her giving away food and everything, and people are like, why are you showing off that you're being generous? Like, when you think about it, she's doing it because social media is where she can gain traction and make money out of it, so that she can continue doing what she's doing, feeding the people in her neighborhood and in her community. But people will not see that. Like, I mean, not everyone, okay? Like, some people will not see that, and it's completely normal. But what we have to do is I just want people to be like peaceful. Okay, I just really want everyone in this world to be peaceful with each other. We live in a world where everything is just like, people always resort to arguments, war. Like, guys, chill. Okay, the world is already close to ending. This earth is already so close to exploding, considering what we are doing as human being, like the amount of damage we do as a human being, right? The least we can do is let each other live in a peaceful world where we don't have like to literally argue about everything. You know, it's not that deep. So live with your own opinion, okay? But don't let people down just because they are not seeing things the way you do. And it's like, people are entitled to their opinion, and we can give them constructive criticism, but don't result in judgment. And if we really want the best for things, instead of fighting, why not lift each other up by just being nice about it, right? I don't know, but I guess not everybody not everybody have the same value as we do, okay? Like, maybe we have a value where we really put peace as the center of our well-being and our existence, but some people just don't care. They don't want peace, and it's a reality that we have to live in. But I guess that I do wish that people who listen to this will understand that. Okay, I'm calmer now. So what I wanted to say is, like, I'm just gonna conclude it here, and I just want to mention that if you manage to stay until the end of this video, I want to remind you that every action that you take can affect yourself. Every decisions you make, everything that like you say and you do can affect other people, and it can also affect people who are around them, or it can also affect you as a person and people around you, like who you love and everything, and like everyone. So it's enough that this world is already a hard place to live in. There's no need to add to so much discontent, and I'll say so much discontent that we're already seeing in this world. So be a reason why people are happy to be alive. I think I'll leave it at that. So yeah, I think I just felt that a little bit too deep. I just felt it a little bit too deeply, so kind of affected me a little bit. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you managed to stay until the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And like I said just now, if you don't know what to be in this life right now, if you don't know how to be someone who makes another person be happy that they are alive. Be a sunshine that this current world needs to have. Be the support system. And if you resonated, if you agree with what I say, if you don't agree with what I say, the comment section is always open, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I guess I'll see you in my next one. Ciao. I just want to be a little bit more like lighthearted. I'm a little bit calmer now. Ciao. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I lost my train of thoughts, but I was like trying to say, like, I wish that people will be kinder to each other in like Earth or something.